And welcome back, friends. Between Bells on Cheddar News, set in the 1960s and 70s in Newark, New Jersey. The highly anticipated prequel to the HBO original series, The Sopranos, out Friday. The film follows a young Tony Soprano, the uncle he idolizes, and the high tensions that the mafia brings. Take a look at this.
You want to be a civilian, I appreciate that. I'm all for it. But pay attention to me for once, okay? You take the speakers, right? At the same time, you promise yourself these speakers are in. And you say to yourself, this is the last time I'm ever going to steal something. And you stick to it. It's that simple.
Oh, so good. Portraying the younger version of Tony Soprano's sister Janice in the film is actor Mattea Conforti, and she joins us now here on Cheddar News. Mattea, great to have you here. Congratulations on this role. What's interesting about you, you were just 1 year old when that show ended. I mean, it feels like forever ago when that show was on TV. So how did you sort of prepare for this role, especially since you weren't alive when the main show was on?
Yeah, I was very young once it came out, but my family are huge Sopranos fans. My grandparents grew up around the same area that the show is set in, so they kind of told me how I should portray Janice and what the show was about, because even when I was filming the show, I was 15. I'm not 15, I'm 15 now, but I was 12 when I filmed it, so that was 3 years ago. So I wasn't allowed to watch the series as I was filming it, but my family just sort of helped me out with what I should be doing and how I should be acting in The Sopranos.
I love that your family helped you out in this. Does it have more pressure on you in this role, knowing that your family liked the show, was helping you out throughout this entire situation? Like, was there one maybe family member, maybe your mom or your dad, that was maybe pushing you more than the other one?
I mean, and they were like, you're in The Sopranos, like, you cannot mess this up. Like, our whole family loves this movie so much. No, I'm kidding. Like, there was no pressure from it, but you can definitely tell that everyone in my family was very supportive and really excited for me.
So let's talk about your character Janice in all of this. She's sort of like the black sheep in this family. She sort of leaves her hippie lifestyle, comes to join the super conservative mafia family. Tell us a little bit more about who Janice is here.
So Janice is Tony Soprano's sister, as you know. And I think a couple words to describe her would be crazy, definitely intense. But, when she's a younger kid, I don't think she's as crazy as, people would think of Janice Soprano is. But definitely over the years, as she discovers who her family is and, what her role is in her family and what kind of legacy she has to uphold, then I think that's when Janice can become a bit more crazy as people would think that she is.
Did you talk, by the way, to Ada Totoro, who was the original Janice in the original show at all, for preparation for this at all?
I didn't have a chance to meet her as I was filming the movie, but I met her at the premiere, and my grandpa, who's a big fan of her, actually asked for one of those like cameo like birthday messages that you can send out. So he asked her to send one. And it was so funny and it was amazing.
Wait, what did she say in it? That is actually so funny. What did she say in the cameo?
She had no idea that was my grandpa. So I went up to her at the premiere and I was like, you probably don't even remember. You probably get a million of these, but you sent my grandpa a video saying happy birthday to him, and she was like, oh my God, that was you.
Oh my
I love
God.
Your grandpa. It was amazing.
That is a wild story. That is pretty crazy. And now you're playing that character, which is even more hilarious how this all works out. I mean, by the way, you're a very accomplished actor on a lot of other things. You've been on Broadway for a long time. You were Matilda on Broadway, as well as young Anna in Frozen. Do you approach a film like this differently than maybe you would as opposed to being on Broadway? Like, as an actor, I'm always curious, do you approach things on Broadway as opposed to film much differently?
I think for me, definitely, because, I started out on Broadway, and that's kind of how I learned how to become a professional in that sort of way. But in Broadway, you have to make your movements very exaggerated. Your facial expressions are a lot bigger because you have a bigger audience you have to send a message across to. And also you get that live feedback. But in TV, you know, everything is smaller and you can get multiple chances to redo lines and redo scenes. But both are equally just as enjoyable. It's just a totally different experience.
Have you been able to go back to Broadway now that it's reopened? Because like my Instagram is full of all of my friends finally back in and they're so happy right now. I have yet to go. I'm dying to go back, but have you gone?
I haven't gone back yet. I'm hoping to see a few shows soon. But I'm so happy that it's opening safely and that they're getting audience members in, and I can just tell that all the cast members and crew are just excited to get back to work.
Amen. I'm so excited to go back and see a show. I've missed it so much. Congratulations, by the way. Can't wait to watch the film this weekend. Mattea Conforti, The Many Saints of Newark, premiering Friday in theaters and on HBO Max this weekend, guys.